morning, everyone. Today is August the 22nd, 2022, and I know I have not done any videos about genocide or the killings of Christian in Nigeria for a long time. I think I've covered maybe a couple of videos. Uh, maybe about a few months ago, I talked about some of the Christian persecution that's going on in Nigeria, but I want to show you guys something before we get started. Now, I don't know if ChristianHeadlines.com is a Nigerian based website, but they sure do have a lot of these articles that is centered around the genocide or the killings of Christian Nigerians, right? Like, for instance, like, look at this one. Terrorists killed more than 20 Christians in the Taraba State, Nigeria, right? Then we have another one right here. Terrorists kill, kidnap Christians in northern Nigeria. Then we have genocide in Nigeria. That's the one that we're going to be reading right now. And here's another one, right? Dozens of Christians kidnapped in northern Nigeria. And then we have children among Christians slain in attacks, 2 states in Nigeria. So there's a lot of articles that is centered around this. And like I said, I don't know if this is a Nigerian based website, but I would say that despite all of that, there's a lot of Christian persecution that is going on in Nigeria, and I think that we do need to talk about it. But I kind of read through this particular article, and I thought I would share it with you guys this morning to try to bring more light to this, because this is something that a lot of people don't talk about. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we deal with black issues all the time, and we deal with African Americans here, and we talk about what's happening with us and the social injustice and things of that nature. And y'all know that I've been dealing with the whole Hebrew Israelite thing, and they say that because of what's been going on here in America, that proves that we are the people of the book and we are the original Israelites and all of this type of stuff. But when you hear about some of the things that's happening in Nigeria, I mean, it kind of makes you wonder, like, how come no one is talking about this? I think the last time I did a video about this, I can't remember who it was a U.S. politician that was basically saying that more attention needs to be brought to a lot of the persecution and stuff that's happening in Nigeria, concerning Christians. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot going on over there, and no one's really talking about it. And I think that one of the articles that I read maybe a while ago, and I'm probably going to post that in the end video scenes, or at the end where the music is playing, and then you got the 4 recommended videos. I think I'm going to place those videos at the end, so if you guys want to take a look at those, you guys can just click on it at the end, take a look at it, and kind of get my takes on some of these past stories that I've covered when it comes to Christian persecution in Nigeria. But I say all of that to say that there was a U.S., I can't remember, I think he may have been a senator or a former senator, and he was just saying that there needs to be a lot more attention being put on this. Like there really needs to be a lot of aid that needs to happen, that needs to go over to these Christians in Nigeria, because they're being persecuted because of their religion, and we're going to read that right now. All right, so the article starts off, back in May, 20 Nigerian Christians were brutally martyred by the Islamic militant group ISIS. In June, 40 more Christians died in Owo, Nigeria, in a terrorist attack against a church. Though it is not clear who is responsible for that attack, what is clear that Christians continue to be severely persecuted in this West African nation. Persecution, which has been ongoing for years, is part of a long history conflict with Islam. So that's one of the things that I do want you guys to take into account, that there is a lot of Islamic people in Nigeria, a lot of Muslims in Nigeria, and we know that there is a quite a bit of a conflict between Christians in Nigeria, and especially in other countries, right? Our fundamental views and beliefs and things of that nature can really stir up some tension between the two religions, right? In 1953, Christians made up only 21.4% of the population in Nigeria. Now, I want to pause right here and kind of put this disclaimer out here. As I was reading this article, it seems as if this is like an opinion piece, but just because it's an opinion piece does not mean that the information and the numbers and the stats that's being brought out is inaccurate, right? So I'm basically putting that out there because I want people to understand that when you start to hear this reading, it's going to sound like an opinion piece, and basically that's what I think this is. This is an opinion piece. But once again, the stats and the numbers, are or may be accurate. Today, about half of the country's population, about 96 million people, are Christians. To put that number in perspective, Germany, the largest country in Europe, has a total population of less than 84 million. Much of the Christian growth in Nigeria has resulted from education efforts by Western missionaries through the country, though the country has long had a Christian presence. So, if I'm not mistaken, I think that the presence of Christianity in Nigeria has been around maybe the mid to late 1500s or something like that. So Christianity has been there for a long time. I want to highlight something too, and it says that there's been a lot of education that has taken place in Nigeria because of Western missionaries. So when people talk about the church and how we're not really doing much, the church does a lot in other countries abroad. Let's not be, let's not get that twisted. Nigeria's Christians live primarily in the southern farming part of the country. They are mostly under attack by Islamists and the Muslim Fulani, who live mostly in the mostly in the northern herding areas. They also face the threat of Boko Haram, a ruthless Islamist terrorist organization whose name literally means Western learning. Boko is prohibited, Haram. That's interesting. I never knew that's what that stood for. Boko Haram was founded in 2002 to overthrow Nigeria's government and impose strict Sharia on the country. The group was relatively quiet until 2009, after which conflicts with the police escalated. By December 2010, Boko Haram began a campaign of suicide bombings and attacks on churches and government buildings. In 2014, they began to attack schools. In one attack, 59 schoolboys were burnt alive or shot. In another, 276 schoolgirls were kidnapped. In both cases, the victims were Christians. Boko Haram has also conducted massacres in mosques that do not support their radical ideology. And I think I did do a video about the girls who were kidnapped. I don't know about the 59 boys, but I think I did touch on those 276 girls who were kidnapped. And I'll see if I can leave that video at the end of this one. A link to that one at the end of this one. Also in 2014, Boko Haram pledged loyalty to ISIL. That loyalty ended in 2016 when ISIL ordered Boko Haram to stop attacking Muslims. Currently, there are 3 Islamist terrorist groups that originated with Boko Haram. Boko Haram proper, the Islamic State West African Province, and Saru, an Al-Qaeda affiliate. All engaged in terrorism, not only in Nigeria, but also in surrounding countries, with much of it aimed at Christians. As dangerous as these explicitly Islamist groups are, the Fulani herdsmen are worst. And if you guys have watched any of my past videos talking about the persecution of Christians in Nigeria, you guys know that I did talk about the Fulani herdsmen, and they're usually named every time I do a video concerning this topic, of course. Because Fulani territory in North Nigeria is suffering from a long-term drought, the Fulani are moving south to access water. In the process, the herdsmen have been raiding and burning villages, slaughtering villagers, destroying crops, and engaging in a host of other atrocities in order to take the land for themselves and drive out Christians. President Muhammadu Buhari is a Fulani. Though he has attempted to address some of the economic issues that drive the Fulani militancy, he has denied that the religion plays any role in the conflict. He points out, for example, that Muslim villages have also been raided. Still, the vast majority of attacks have come against Christians, and the Fulani's history of Islamic militancy dates back to the late 17th century. And yeah, I did a video where, and I don't know if I did a video on this, but I know I did read an article where a Nigerian village was attacked and the Nigerian government just sat back and watched it happen. So that would make sense that the president of Nigeria, who identifies as Fulani, would basically not do anything about all of these Christians that are being killed and slaughtered in Nigeria, because he identifies with them as well. Through contemporary Fulani militancy reveals a struggle between nomadic herders and farmers going on for millennia. Denying the religious dimensions of these attacks is pure propaganda. Christian villages are deliberately targeted, Christian houses and churches are burned, and Christians driven off or slaughtered. Although up-to-date numbers are hard to come by, between the Fulani and Boko Haram and its offshoots, an average of 13 Christians per day were killed in Nigeria last year. Dang, that is crazy. 13 Christians per year. That's 372 per month, or over 4,450 alone. That is wild. 4,400 people have been killed. Christians, just Christians. Wow. Man, and that's in a year. In the last 12 years, 43,000 Christians have been killed by Islamic radicals in Nigeria, and these numbers do not include those injured, beaten, or driven from their homes. What has happened to Nigerian Christians meet the established international standards for genocide. Christians must not forget the spiritual aspects at the root of this conflict. God is moving and the church is expanding across Africa. In 1900, there were just 9.64 million Christians on the continent. Today, there are over 692 million. But it's not surprising to see Satan counterattacking by inspiring persecution. For our Nigerian brothers and sisters, we can fight on two fronts. First, we must continue to lobby our government on behalf of suffering Christians, asking our officials to put pressure on Nigeria to take more decisive action against Boko Haram and the Fulani herdsmen. Second, we must lobby heaven for both our persecuted brothers and sisters and their persecutors, praying that God's kingdom would advance and win, even the jihadis to Jesus. I didn't know that was a group, jihadis to Jesus. I may want to look into that. But yeah, that is the end of this article, and I don't know why this isn't being talked about, and yeah, and I would say that there should be some political pressure, especially, with our country, because, we do give a lot of money to Israel, and I'm not saying that we shouldn't be giving money to Israel. We should just take that money and focus it on Nigeria. But I think that we do give money to Nigeria, and I may have to look into that. I could be wrong on that. And if we are giving that type of money to them, then we need to be putting pressure on that country for them to stop, killing Christians in such mass like that. Because, to be honest, if it would have been another group of people, let's just say if it was a group of Jewish people, this wouldn't even be going on. All they got to do is kill about 10 Jewish people in a row, and the United States would have already stepped in by now. They probably would have flew them over here, or flew anybody who considers themselves to be Jewish over to America to escape religious persecution. So but at the same time, I don't want to make too many speculations because I don't know what the United States is or is not doing when it comes to what is happening here in Nigeria with the Christian persecution. But I will say, just like at the bottom of this article, we do have to pray for our Christian brothers and sisters abroad. Just like I pointed out earlier, every time I go on ChristianHeadlines.com, there's always at least 2 or 3 articles referring to the Christian persecution in Nigeria. So this is something that is very, very serious. And it's something that's just ongoing all the time. So being a Christian in Nigeria, especially in those parts that we talked about earlier, we can see that it's not safe. It's not safe for Christians. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm just like, as Americans, we just can't just be locked into this bubble or locked into this box and say that, well, just because we live here in America, that means that the world revolves around us. So whatever we deem as persecution here in America, that's what it is for everyone else. It's like, we have no idea of how blessed we are to be in this country and to be able to practice our faith freely and open. We got brothers and sisters who just want to live their lives as Christians. These Islamic extremists have gone into their homes. They've dragged them out of their homes. They've ran them off of their land. They've, firebombed and killed people inside worshiping the Lord Jesus Christ. I think I was reading an article one time where they threw like a bomb inside of one of the churches. And as the people were coming out, there were guys standing there with, machine guns just gunning these people down as they ran out. Just some of the most evil and wickedest stuff, has been going on when it comes to the Christian persecution in Nigeria. But, anyway, you guys let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you guys believe that, well, this could be some propaganda? Maybe it's not as bad as what they're putting it out to be here on this particular article. Maybe we need to dig deeper and dive into what's going on. There could be 2 sides to the story. Maybe this is a biased website. Or do you just happen to think that no matter what conclusion you come to, the numbers don't lie, and what's happening over there, it's an atrocity. It is something that is... It's just, I just don't really have any words, to just think about how this is really an example of how evil man's heart is. It really is. We got to continue to pray for those, and we got to be able to help out wherever we can. But no matter what you guys think, let me know in the comment section below. And as always, like this video, rate it, share it, subscribe. Hit that notifications bell so whenever I do drop a new video or whenever I go live, you guys will be the first ones to be notified. And with that, you guys enjoy the rest of your day and you be blessed.